Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, How Cloud Computing Pays for Itself. This is the first part in a four-part webinar series that we're offering over the next couple of weeks, specifically for SMBs who are learning about Salesforce. I'm Sarah Patterson. I'm a marketing manager at Salesforce.com. We also have with us today a guest speaker, William Band, Vice President and Principal Analyst at Forrester Research. This is a 30-minute webinar, so I just wanted to let you know before we get started, don't worry if you have any technical problems or if something comes up. We will be sending out a recording of the webinar to everybody who registered directly after we finish today. This is our safe harbor statement. If you've ever been to a Salesforce presentation, you're probably very familiar with this. If you can't speed read through it now, we do also have it on our website. And as I mentioned, this is the first part in a four-part series that we're offering over the next couple of weeks. Here's a list of the other webinars and when they'll be held. If you haven't already registered, you can just go to the link at the bottom of the page, and you can register for the next ones. Our next webinar is going to be next Wednesday, May 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's called 3 Steps for Getting Started with Salesforce CRM. It's great for anyone who's new to Salesforce. Maybe you're on a free trial, wondering what some of the key things are that you should do to get up and running. And you can also hear a customer's perspective as well, because we'll be joined by David Resnick, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at TFC. The webinar after that is on June 4th at 10 a.m. It's entitled How to Go Beyond CRM with Salesforce for Google Apps. This is a great webinar to get detail on how you can use Google Apps, collaboration, and productivity tools to save you time and money. And the final webinar will be offered on June 25th, How to Generate More Leads with Salesforce for Google AdWords. We will walk you through how you can drive targeted traffic to your website and how you can use Google AdWords Analytics to get the most value out of all of your online advertising spend. Today's webinar we've broken up into 2 parts. For the first part, William Band will talk about how you can beat the recession with cloud computing solutions for CRM. And then I'll take you through the last part to talk about how cloud computing and Salesforce in particular pays for itself. With that, I'll turn it over to Bill.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for inviting me to be here today. For those of you who don't know Forrester Research, we're a technology industry analyst and business research organization, and we cover and follow the trends in the technology industry. My particular area of focus is to follow the solutions in the customer relationship management space, which primarily deals with the solutions that support your customer-facing processes, marketing, sales, service, customer data management, and analytics. What I'm going to do is to set the scene a little bit and share with you some of our recent research about what's going on with smaller business organizations with regard to their approach to customer relationship management. We recently did a survey of organizations across North America looking at both enterprise, larger companies, and small business organizations and asked them, in light of the current economic conditions, what are the most important business priorities they have with regards to their customer-facing strategies. And what you see on this slide is their most important priorities as was reported by the survey. The larger or light blue bars here are the enterprise size companies, and the dark blue is smaller business organizations. And you can see that the larger organizations said that the top priority they had was to retain their existing customers, and they're focusing their attention on that. But smaller organizations, although that is also important to them, retaining their current customers, they're very much more concerned these days about continuing to reach out and attract and get new customers into their organizations and grow their business. Now, the question becomes then, what are some of the ways in which you can equip your organization to do a better job to both retain existing customers and reach out and acquire new customers? One way that organizations are doing that is investing in customer relationship management solutions, the software and technologies that support marketing, sales, and service. You can see from this recent survey, a large percentage of small businesses already are investing in CRM solutions of various kinds. For example, nearly 70% of small businesses are using CRM solutions for customer service and support, and nearly half are using CRM solutions to support Salesforce automation, and about the same percentage is investing in using technology to support marketing automation. So CRM is a very important priority among small businesses in terms of trying to reach their goals of growing their customer base. But that said, we all know that it's been a very difficult economy during the last 6 months, and it looks like it's going to continue to be a challenging environment going forward. So the question becomes for small businesses, how can you spend your money most effectively to improve your customer-facing marketing, sales, and service business processes? What's the best way to spend your money wisely in these difficult, challenging times? What we've been seeing is organizations are turning to new types of solutions, new generations of solutions that often are called cloud computing solutions, or by another name, you may have heard the term software as a service, or SaaS. Now, Sarah later will tell you a little bit more detail what that means, but really it's a fairly simple idea. It means instead of buying and installing software solutions that you bring onto premise in your organizations, cloud computing means buying IT capacity and applications as needed from a utility service provider. In other words, you are using and consuming the solution as you need it. Now, the cloud is easy to use. Most of you as consumers are already using the cloud on a daily basis. You're interacting with Google, for example. The application and technology sits on the internet, and you're interacting with it through a web browser and doing your search and activities through a utility that's provided through the Google interface. So this idea is has gained great traction in the consumer world, and it is also now growing rapidly for businesses as well. Just by way of supporting that point, in another survey we did recently amongst small businesses, asking them about how prevalent is their adoption of these new cloud computing or software as a service solutions, we found, and this data shows for amongst the small business segment that we surveyed, that nearly 30% of small businesses were already using software as a service solutions for customer service and support. And about 30% reported that they were using software as a service or cloud computing solutions to support Salesforce automation or their sales organization. So this is a way of using technology that is rapidly being adopted by small businesses for customer-facing business processes. Now, why are people doing this? Well, there are three key reasons in terms of the feedback we get from smaller organizations about why they're interested in cloud computing or SaaS solutions. First of all is speed. These types of solutions are quite quick to be able to be rolled out so that you're able to configure and make available the solution very quickly to your organization. They just get downloaded through your web browser, and with some quick configuration, they can be used very quickly. Another reason that smaller organizations like this type of an approach is that you're really outsourcing a lot of technology management that you may not be in a position to want to invest in or manage to the cloud computing or software as a service application supplier. And finally, and I'll talk about this a little bit more in the next minute or two, is people are attracted to cloud computing solutions because of the way in which you can buy it. It's a pay-as-you-go rather than spend in investing in upfront technology before you start to reap the benefits. You buy it on a subscription basis, on a monthly subscription basis, and this is a way for small businesses to be able to use and consume the technology as you need it. So just to put that in some context, if you're currently used to buying software, CRM software that are based on on-premise license solutions where you buy a license to a particular CRM type solution for marketing, sales, and service, you buy that, pay for that license up front. You can see in this chart, it shows that, so your outlay of cash is at the beginning of your application of new new business capabilities. And that you hope, obviously, is that as people start to use the solution and salespeople become more effective and marketing becomes more efficient, and you're able to service your customers better, your revenues are going to go up and your costs are going to go down, and over time, the benefits that you expected to drive as a result of that investment start to come into play. And CRM is a very large category of solutions. It has definitely proven to be a category of technology that does pay for itself, and properly deployed will give a good return on investment. But the point is that an on-premise type solution where you buy these, pay for the license up front, means you put the money up front now and then you wait and hopefully get the benefit over future periods. Now, the difference with a cloud-based solution or a software as a service solution is you're able to align your cash outflows with the inflows. As you are paying for the solution on a monthly or subscription basis, as you use the solution and deploy the solution over time, there's a greater alignment between payment of the funds for the solution and the way in which the benefits flow into your organization. So this is an attractive feature about these types of solutions, is that for small businesses, the risk of investment is minimized because the investment or payments you're making are much more aligned with the benefits stream as they come in the future. Now, that said, although this is an attractive segment, people are definitely adopting these solutions. There are things that you need to be aware of in order to be making sure that you buy the right solution and that you have the right kind of arrangement with software as a service providers. This is a different, newer way of contracting with or buying a solution, and therefore you just should consider some of these pointers as you're thinking about the solutions that are available to you. First of all, you have to make sure that, notwithstanding what I just said about the alignment of investment with benefit, you still have to make sure that the solution does meet your needs, does it have the functionality that you need to run your business. The next thing is you should be making sure you understand the contractual arrangements for this type of technology service. It's a different kind of arrangement than you might be used to. Are you sure that you understand how your monthly costs will change or not change over time? As you're buying this as a subscription, you want to make sure you understand what the downstream costs will be in later years. You need to understand also the arrangements about who owns your data, where it will reside, and how you're going to manage the security of your data. And at the same time, when you're looking at these kinds of costs and contractual details, it's important also to make sure you really do understand what it is your current IT costs are now, so you can make a good apples-to-apples comparison, so to speak. So this is a growing area. It's an area that people are getting a lot of benefit out of. And I'll now turn it back over to Sarah to talk to you a little bit more about Salesforce's approach.
Great. Thank you so much, Bill. That was a really great overview of why cloud computing is a good solution for times like these. And I also really liked your questions at the end that people should keep in mind when they're looking at comparing different solutions. So I'm now going to talk about how cloud computing, and Salesforce in particular, pays for itself. So before we get into my session, if you take one thing away from today's presentation, it should be this slide. These are the benefits of Salesforce and the cloud computing model. Bill already spoke about some of these, and I'll address the others in more detail in the rest of the webinar. But this is the key value of Salesforce and the cloud computing model. Multi-tenancy is really the core of the model. This is sharing infrastructure. Automatic upgrades. With cloud computing, you don't have to worry about upgrading your software again. We take care of that for you. With the pay-as-you-go subscription model, you only pay for the service as you use it, not, as Bill said, with an upfront chunk of money as you're waiting for the benefits to come in. With Salesforce, you can also scale with your business. So you can buy as much or as little as you want. Also, there's no capital expense, so it's really easy for you to get started. And with no hardware infrastructure and no ongoing maintenance fees, you don't have to worry about extra payments and headaches that's associated with traditional software. So what is enterprise cloud computing? Enterprise cloud computing is business applications being delivered over the web. No hardware, all you need is an internet browser. And this is really a shift in the mindset of how people run business applications. And it can be a hard concept to get your head around if you're a little less technical like I am. So I like to think about it in terms of businesses that I use every day. Just like Google revolutionized the way you search for information, and Amazon revolutionized the way you shop, where all you need is a computer and an internet connection, Salesforce has really revolutionized the way you run your business applications. So exactly how is enterprise cloud computing different from traditional software, and how does this benefit you? Cloud computing is really just the next step in the natural evolution of the software delivery model. Business applications in the 60s ran on a mainframe. In the 80s, they switched to the client-server model, and today they're delivered over the web. The power of the cloud computing is really in the model, and the key to the model is multi-tenancy, multi-tenant shared infrastructure. So this is like an office building where everybody shares common services like the security guard or water facilities, but each tenant gets to use their own space however they like, so you can decorate your apartment with whatever you want. And what's great about that is that if the building upgrades its security or if it adds new services, then everyone in the building benefits. It's the same with multi-tenancy. When we further optimize the system for speed or add new functionality, everybody gets that upgrade instantly. That's what automatic upgrades are. Our model is also pay as you go. This is, as Bill said, based on a predictable monthly subscription license, not paying upfront. And the model is elastic. In times like these, we think there's never been a better time for cloud computing because you can avoid the huge capital expenditures you get with traditional software. You can plan for a modest operating expense, and you can also scale the system with your business so that you're not taking on any more risk than you're comfortable with. The biggest benefit of cloud computing is really that it allows you to free up your resources so that you can focus on your business. So you don't have to worry about major capital expenditures, lost employee time, or upgrade headaches. You can focus on what you do best, which is running your business. And in this slide, we can really contrast that with traditional software. So if you can think back to the last time you installed new software at your business, if you've ever gone through a major deployment, then you know the endless issues with traditional software. You get all of your resources together up front. So this includes your hardware, consultants you may need to lead the implementation and configuration, your IT infrastructure, your maintenance staff, and as soon as you go through all of that process and you start to see some return on your investment, that would be where you actually see some green on the graph, then you have to do it all over again when it's time to upgrade to the next version of the software. Salesforce, on the other hand, delivers fast time to value. We have low upfront expenses, and we take care of the upgrades and the maintenance of the software so you can capitalize on the benefit of this. So this slide again shows what Bill aptly described, where you can better align your cash inflows with your cash outflows. So you're paying for the solution with cloud computing and with Salesforce as you see results, not before. And this is one of the key reasons why our customers achieve significant return on their investment. In fact, in a recent independent survey that we conducted of Salesforce customers, SMBs achieved an ROI on average of 65% in 10 months with Salesforce CRM. That's the benefit of the low cost and the quick implementation time that we both talked about. And that's one way that cloud computing, and Salesforce in particular, pays for itself. But these results are not just because of the model, but also because Salesforce is easy to use. If a product is easy to use, your employees are going to use it, and you're going to see results. And if a product isn't easy to use, then employees aren't going to be using it. And no matter how great that product is, you're not going to be seeing results. You'll also see that there's additional benefits to Salesforce. This is one of them, specifically lower total cost of ownership. So this chart is a side-by-side comparison of all of the hidden costs of on-premise software that we spoke about, and also the benefits of the cloud computing model. The big takeaway from this is that all of these benefits bring value directly to you and to your bottom line with a lower total cost of ownership. And according to Yankee Group, they classified that as about 46% lower total cost of ownership. So that's a result that you can directly see impacting your business in the near term and in the long term. And these are more results that we had from that survey that I mentioned. We surveyed over 3,500 Salesforce customers. These are their average results that they achieved. So whether you're a marketer who's trying to maximize your leads, or a sales organization trying to win more deals and grow your top line, or even if you're in service, trying to make your customers happier so that they'll stay with you through these hard economic times, Salesforce has really delivered tangible results to our customers that make our solution a worthwhile investment. Now I'll talk through a quick example of one of our customers. So we have a lot of customers. This is just one example. If you're looking for an example that might be more in line with your industry, you can visit our website at www.salesforce.com/customers. And there we have a huge selection of different customer references that you can sort through so you can find one that might be a better match to your business. So Bella Pictures is a small company that matches up people getting married with their wedding photographer. I'm actually using Bella right now, and it's been an amazing experience. So I'm getting married on the East Coast in Boston, and I live on the West Coast, so it's been really difficult to try to arrange the logistics of finding a photographer that can help me get the shots that I want and work with my family. They've been able to create a site where you can go online and see examples of different photographers, their photos, and you can find one that does exactly the style of photography that you're looking for. So it's a small company, and because of their model, they're really growing fast. And they need to be able to focus on working with their photographers and finding customers, not hiring and managing IT people. So Bella came to Salesforce a while back because they wanted a solution that they could easily get up and running without major IT expense. And also because they needed to get the solution out to all of their agents no matter where they lived. And that's anywhere in the country because they have over 200 agents located in all of the states around the country. So Bella was able to deploy Salesforce to all of these agents in less than 30 days because all their agents needed was a computer and a browser. And because of this, because they were able to eliminate the IT infrastructure and all of the hardware costs, they were able to achieve a 400% increase in their monthly sales in just the first 4 months of using Salesforce. So that's an extraordinary result. And this is because they really leveraged the benefits of Salesforce and the cloud computing model. So again, that's multi-tenancy, which meant they didn't have to deal with an IT infrastructure. With the automatic upgrades, they're always running on the latest and fastest version. With the pay-as-they-go model, they're not spending a lot of money before they see any benefit from the system. And they can also scale the solution up or down to suit their business as it grows or maybe even as they lose some photographers. And with no capital expense, hardware infrastructure, or ongoing maintenance fees, it was really easy for them to get started and to keep going with Salesforce. So now we'll open the lines up to a couple of questions. If you can send them in, anything that you have. Oh, I see a question here. How many seats does Bella use? Well, they're actually using over 200 because that's the number of agents that they have. And they were able to deploy that in less than 30 days. I also see one that says, could you repeat the location of customer references again? By Michael Ray. So the location of customer references is www.salesforce.com/customers. So if you go to our main site, you can see our customer tab. And that's where you can find all of the references broken out by different industries. Another question here, how much does it cost? So with Salesforce, you can start as low as $9 a month, and you can try out our solution for free by going onto our website and signing up for a free trial. And that's really a great way to see if the solution works for your business. We're also going to have a webinar next Wednesday that if you are new to Salesforce, if you haven't started out with it yet, you might want to sign up for. It's 3 steps for getting started with Salesforce CRM. And we're going to walk through what you can do to get up and running really quickly with Salesforce, and you can hear a customer's perspective on how that worked for them. We'll take the question, what kind of reporting features do you have? Well, Salesforce has a lot of pre-built dashboards and reports. You can also create reports on your own and customize it to your specific business to analyze what is important for you. We also, with Google AdWords, have analytics built in so that you can see where you're getting the biggest bang for your buck using AdWords. I also see a question, how can we see a demo? Great question. We have demos on our website. If you want to sign in to our website at salesforce.com, you can go to our demo center and you can see many different demos. We'll also have a demo on our webinar next week, so you can see how easy Salesforce is to use and see if it's a good fit for you. All right, with that, we will wrap up our webinar. We'll answer any other questions that come in over email, but we don't want to keep you longer than 30 minutes. We want to give a special thanks to William Band from Forrester Research for joining us today. And thank you everyone for coming. We really hope you enjoyed the webinar, and we hope that you'll try out Salesforce